we discussed about jute. We're done with jute, no? So we have to take care of few other things in the agriculture sector, which is remaining. So in that, let me teach you about the minimum support prices. I think we have discussed minimum support prices. Okay. Market prices we have done. Okay, fine. So in this class, we will take a few important terminologies which are related to the survey and budget. Okay. So few important terminologies. Write down few important terminologies. Important terminologies related to the budget and the economic survey. Terminologies related to the budget and the economic survey. Okay. First one, banking. First one is banking. Second one, infrastructure. First one is banking. Second one is infrastructure. Third one, digital payments. Fourth one, inflation. Fifth one, models followed by models MODELS, models followed by the government of India. Models followed by the government of India during the COVID scenario. All right. So under it, write down the first topic. What is the first topic? Banking. Under banking, write down LTRO. Long-term repo rate operations. LTRO. Yes. LTRO. Long-term repo rate operations. Long-term repo rate operations. LTRO. All right. Or long-term repo operations. LTRO. How many heard this? Even if in my regular classes or the newspapers, no one heard this? Okay. Nowadays LTRO is in news. What is LTRO? See, who are like students of this institution to whom I have not started economy. Remaining, okay, they are circulating like satellites from past 1 year. So remaining is okay, good, they know me well. So other people who was part of this institution who I did not teach economy. 1, 2. So ఇలా కూర్చున్నారా, ఇటు సైడ్ కొందరు, ఇటు సైడ్ క్లాసెస్ అయిపోయిన వాళ్ళందరూ ఇటు సైడ్, అవన్నీ వాళ్ళ అటు సైడ్. ఓకే, లుక్, in the banking I will teach you what is repo operations, repo rate operations, okay, bank rate operation, etc. This I will give you a brief about what is this repo operations. Repo operation means when a bank is in need of money, it will approach Reserve Bank to borrow the money. Okay, so when the bank is in need of money, it has multiple options. It can borrow from the public. Okay, it can borrow from the other banks. It can also borrow from the RBI. So in such case, the bank is in need of money. It can borrow from the RBI at a predetermined rate. Underline this, predetermined rate. What do you mean by predetermined rate? Mean the rate which is already fixed. Predetermined rate means the rate which is already fixed by the RBI. This is called as predetermined rate. So repo rate is that rate where the bank borrows money from the RBI by parking certain collaterals. This is basically for the short term. So when it's basically for the short term, there is a time period. So because When we call it as a short term and long term, we describe them and based on what? On the time periods. So when it is 1 to 14 days, we go for repo rate operations. Within 1 to 14 days, you make this all calculations, arrangements and all. So again, a repo rate is a repo rate. The rate, that means like when you borrow money from the RBI will not give it free of cost. It will charge interest rates. So it is a rate of interest which is charged by the RBI on the borrowings made by the bank. On the borrowings made by the bank by using collaterals. When you come to me and you'll say that I need loan, I'll ask you whether you have security or not. If you say security yes, then I'll take the security and I will charge you interest rate. Okay. And second time you come to me and you say that I don't have securities, I need money. Then also I will give you loan without any securities. But the interest rate second time I'll charge will be more. Why I'll charge more interest rate? No securities. So the same case, let me take here. I want the money for long term. See, if you understand this, you will understand LTRO. I want the money for long term. Time period is more. Okay. Where from RBI, the bank borrows money. Okay. On it, RBI will charge interest rate. Okay. But there are no securities. There are no securities. And here their collaterals mean securities. Here there are securities. See, under this operation, I will go with two conditions. One is long term. Second is I don't have securities. Such kind of conditions comes under bank rate. Bank rate. Now, I want to go for short term, 1 to 14 days, and you charge interest, I will submit securities, that comes under repo rate. Basically, this is greater than 14 days. Long term means minimum is, it starts from 14 days, greater than 14 days. Now, what is long term repo operations? Now, let me match the conditions here. Long term repo operations means I want long term loan. First condition, I am looking for long term loan. When I look for long term loan, you are charging me with interest rate which is higher. I want a long term loan. Second one, please do not charge me higher interest. Please charge me lower interest. What is the meaning of long term? I cannot return you money within 14 days. That means I will return you money after 14 days. I will return you money after 14 days. I will return you, first point is I will return you money after 14 days. Second point is give me for long term. And third important point here is low interest rate. I will give you securities. Securities are must. I will give you securities. But these combinations means what? I have taken few things from here. I have taken other things from here. What is the combination I take from this short term? Securities. And also interest rate which is lower. And what is the condition I took from long term? Only one condition. Time period is greater than 1 year. So, few conditions I have taken from here. Few conditions I have taken from here. Why I am choosing few conditions? Because these are the conditions which are very much feasible for me. When the conditions are feasible for me, then 100% I will go for making use of such conditions. Combinations. See, what will happen? I will use only these conditions. I have to return your money within 14 days. But I want the money which is for greater than 14 days. Then I have to go for that. When I go for that, you are charging me higher interest. So, I will take few principles from here. I will take few principles from there. I will make combinations. That means what? Long term. Which is long term? This part. Long term. But that is called as bank rate. I am not going for bank rate. I am going for long term plus repo operation. Means what? Short term. Under which? Interest rate. So, I am not considering short term. It is a long term. But within the short term, take my interest rates. That means what? In both the conditions, RBI is being favorable to me. One thing is I can't return your money within 14 days and please don't charge me higher interest. This is a combination. So when these combinations, you are in need of such combinations, what will happen when you're in such need of combinations? I also have few conditions. Bank came with two combinations. RBI will come with one strong condition. RBI will come with one very, very strong condition. So what is the condition of RBI? You accept my condition, I'll accept your two conditions. I have only one conditions. So what is the condition which been put forward by Reserve Bank of India? Condition is, see, I'm an apex bank. You have approached me to borrow money and I'll charge you interest rate on this, which is not high but which is lower, and please you're also submitting me securities and this time period is greater than 14 days. Okay, fine, that's true. What I will do, you have asked me for example 5 crores. I will give you 7 crores. I will give you 7 crores. Use 7 crores. But some percentage of that 7 crores needs to be invested. Who has to invest? Bank has to invest. That percentage of loans has to be invested in weak banks. What do you mean by weak banks? The banks which are suffering from NPAs, non-performing assets. How do you consider the non-performing assets? When the loans do not come back within 90 days. That means he is not paying you interest, nor he is trying to pay back with this loans, capital amount. Then I consider those to be under NPAs. There are few banks who are suffering, genuine banks suffering from NPA. What will I do? I am accepting your conditions. I will give you money. I have one condition. Take some percentage more. Arrange them for 1 to 14. No, greater than 14 condition. And interest is very low. Please make sure that some percentage of your money needs to be invested in the shares or make some deposits. Anything, even if you're depositing, this bank gets money. Even you invest in shares, this bank gets money. So better you buy shares. The share value increases in future. You will also get benefits and you will also be paid interest here. Who pays interest? Weak bank will pay interest to strong bank. I'll give you more. Take this investments. Go and invest in this bank. Now what will bank will do? This bank has got some lump sum money. This bank now can give proper loans and it will collect interest. Some interest I will take it. I'll rotate that loans. I will rotate that interest against into loans. Some interest what I have got, I will give it to this bank. So these are the conditions which I am making to make the banks very stronger. I can convert these weak banks into strong banks. Okay, making use of one bank, trying to promote the investments of that bank into another bank. Okay, anyways you have taken money for the loan purpose only, na? Why have you borrowed 5 crores? Why do you borrow 5 crores? For loans. Anyways you have to give loan. I am giving you loan with one condition, give that to this bank. First preference is this bank. Next whomever you want to give, so you can give it. This is called as long-term repo operations, because I am charging here interest which is not equal to bank rate, which is equal to which rate? Repo rate, which is equal to repo rate. That's why the interest rate here is very, very less. Alright. So this is called as long-term repo operation, which is in news regularly. Okay. This may not been taught to my regular students because till the time the banking has been completed, covered. Okay, so that is why you have to attend the current affairs. Importance of the current affairs classes is you will update your class notes. Okay, yes. Next, variable repo rate operations. I don't. Next topic. So you already written this. You want notes? No, no. Okay, good. Very good. So just copy, and there should be running notes. నోట్స్ కావాలా, మెటీరియల్ కావాలా, కంటెంట్ కావాలా, బాగా డ్రా చేయాలా, బాగా రాయాలా. సో టైం సరిపోదు. సో యూ వాంట్ notes or you want content, you should decide. Okay, next is variable repo rate. Anyone who have written running notes of this first topic? Written, Phanindra? Good. Yes, written. You can share with other people later. They will just take a snap. Next, variable repo rate operations or variable reverse repo rate operations. Variable reverse repo operations. VRRO. VRRO. Variable repo operations. Okay. So there are two concepts: variable repo rate operations, variable reverse repo rate operations. Reverse repo rate operations. So first we'll study reverse repo rate. Okay. And in the next classes, I'll teach you what is repo rate operations. Okay. My class ends there at 5:10. So it's very difficult for me to be present here at 5. Okay. So the moment I'll go down, I'll come up again, it takes around 5:20. Okay, done this. Okay, next. Now what is this term variable I'm using? What is this term variable I'm using? See, first let us study what is reverse repo rate. What is reverse repo rate? What is reverse repo rate? The rate at which RBI borrows money from banks. Okay, so the rate at which RBI borrows money from the banks is called as reverse repo rate operations. So what is the condition? Let us first draw. Now who is in need of money here? RBI. So RBI is in need of money of the banks. That means RBI is borrowing money here. There is a role of collaterals. Yes, there is a role of collaterals, and I am borrowing money from the individual banks at a predefined interest rate. Again, same combination. Predefined interest rate means the interest rate which is already been set by the Monetary Policy Committee, considering inflation in the market. So predefined, I have already defined this, putting this as a very important collaterals. I'll give collaterals and bank will lend money to RBI. Now, what is variable? Variable means it is not predefined. It is going to decide instantly. Okay? Variable means it is not predefined. It is not predefined. Which means what? It is defined instantly. It is defined instantly. On time I am deciding and we are discussing and we are going ahead. Something like a deal. I'll sit with the banks. I'll talk to them. I'll make a deal. Close. And how is the deal going? Which is going to favor? Who is borrowing here? RBI. So it should favor whom now? RBI. It should favor RBI, because who has to pay interest rate on this borrowing? RBI. So when I am dealing it, do you think I'll talk about banks? Then I'll always talk about myself. Na? Who is myself here? RBI. Whoever is borrowing. In variable repo rate, the deal is about the banks, not predefined, on spot. In reverse repo rate, who has to see? Basically, who has to pay interest rate? They will make a deal now. So variable repo rate here means, first understand, variable reverse repo rate means, first understand, RBI is borrowing money at a predefined. That means 3 months back they have fixed it at 6%. 3 months back they have fixed it at 6%. Now I have to take loan at 6% only. There is no other option. 3 months back I have fixed at 6%. Now I am in a position to pay 6%, or I am not in a position to pay at 6%, but still I have to pay 6% because it is already fixed. It is predefined. See, what RBI monetary policy does is it will define the interest rates. They'll meet at least 6 times in a year. They have to meet at least 6 times in a year, and they will fix the quarterly. For 3 months to 4 months, they have to fix this interest rates. What are the interest rates? They have to fix repo rate, they have to fix reverse, and they have to fix the bank rate. So 3 months back I have fixed. Now I have to follow. There is no alternative. I should follow. No other option. Even 3 months back I have fixed. I may have money to pay. I may not have money to pay. First condition. I may have securities with me. I may not have securities with me. So 2 conditions are here. One condition is interest. Second condition is securities. Security. So considering these 2 options of interest and securities, I brought this concept of variable reverse repo rate. How does this work now? The working of this depends upon, RBI will issue a notice that I need loan. Example, 5 crores. I need a loan of 5 crores. Interested banks can come forward and submit their proposal. Interested banks can come forward and submit their proposal. How much loan you can give it to me? Submit your own proposals individually. So now the banks will come with the proposal that, sir, I can give you 4 crores charging at 6% interest. Sir, I can give 5 crores. I can give you 5 crores charging at 5% interest. Sir, I can give you 5 crores charging at 4% interest. Bank A, Bank B, Bank C. Proposals. So what RBI will do? First, mine is 5 crores proposal, reject it. I don't need 4 crores. I need 5 crores minimum. So the system of borrowing says that I need 5 crores. So B will be considered, C will be considered. Now whose proposal I will accept? Obviously C. So proposal C will be accepted. Why? Interest rate is low and the money I have demanded is 5 crores. So it will match me and that bank. No, you come on. We will talk. 5 crores is what I need loan and I'll pay on it 4%. Ide ganuka, if this is already fixed, predefined, can I do this? No. So by going for variable, who is getting benefit now? RBI. RBI is getting the benefits. Okay, so in this case, I will go for such conditions, multiple option conditions, which will be suitable for my lending activity. Here, my loan is processed with 5 crores, on which my interest rate is not predefined. This is one point you have to remember. Why? Monetary Policy Committee will fix the interest rate for the next 4-5 months. Next 4-5 months, I used to always follow. Whether I have that percentage of money with me or not, I have to pay the interest. Now what I am doing? Negotiating. Sit, negotiate, and make sure that you choose best interest, which is called as variable interest. Variable interest means which is not predefined, which is not fixed. Variable means which is not predefined, which is not fixed. Instantly, I'm raising my demand, I'm choosing the banks. Whichever banks is willing can come forward and submit me their own proposals, how and what they are going to charge. Is it clear? This is called as variable. This is in news. Now RBI only talks about concepts of variable. RBI does not talk about predefined interest rates. Even if monetary policy meets, it's not like they are not fixing the interest rate. They will fix the interest rate. But when it comes to RBI, it will definitely follow the interest rates which are related to variable. Is it clear? Any doubt in this? No doubt. First time my concept. Baunda. It is helping to whom? RBI. Bank can lend to? Huh. Huh. Same question. Listen. Here it is not about lending to people. Here they nowhere related to people. First point. In case if I want to lend to people at higher rate of interest, that rate of interest is also fixed by whom? RBI. It is not like you can fix the interest rate here. That rate of interest is also fixed by RBI. In case if you have surplus amount of money with you and you are very much willing to pay that amount as a loan to RBI, then in that case you can pay to RBI and collect interest to win the trust of RBI. The three conditions which will apply under the schedule bank criteria, I have taught you people very clearly. First is you should meet the interest of the depositors. This is the first condition. Second condition is your reserves for the paid up capital should be greater than 5 lakhs. Clear? Third condition, you should meet the interest of RBI. When you meet the interest of RBI, I will take you and I will place you in the RBI Act 1934 Schedule 2. Once you have been given that status, you will become which bank now? Scheduled bank. Now what are you trying to do here? You're not talking about interest. You're not thinking about to give loan to the people. You're trying to gain the interest of RBI. This is how you win the interest of RBI. Now this proposal has not been shown to other banks. These proposals definitely go through eKubera platform. What is eKubera platform? All the banks are interrelated to RBI. So when all the banks are interrelated to RBI, you're connecting to RBI and you're keeping your proposal. RBI will just look at the proposal and you will definitely not understand what the other bank's proposal is. It's not an open market, not an open market operations. So it's something like closed where the bank will put forward the proposals and RBI will choose based on the variable. Is it clear? Yes. You can give to the people at higher rate of interest, but there is one condition I told you, like winning the faith of RBI is very important for the bank. This bank is very much capable of paying the loans to me when I am in need. When I am in need, you are in a position to provide me loans at the interest rate which I am setting. You are capable enough. I'll keep this in mind. This is business, boss. This is business. RBI is doing business here. Banks are doing business here. And what are we doing here? Studying business. That's it. We are not doing business. Variable. Okay, done. Now, RBI wanted to follow SDF. This is in news again. I wanted to follow SDF. I wanted to follow VRRR. In VRRR, I will choose that bank which is offering me loan at low rate of interest. And I will choose the concept of SDF. What is SDF? Standing Deposit Fund. Facility. It is facility. standing deposit facility. Why are you so scared? నెక్స్ట్ ఏం జరుగుతున్న టెన్షన్ ఉందా? ఏముండదు, వాళ్ళ ఫండ్స్ వాళ్ళకి వెళ్తాయి, మనం చదువుకోవాల్సిందే. ఓకే, యు వెరీ క్యూరియస్. ఇప్పుడు ఎస్డిఎఫ్లో ఏం చెప్పేస్తాడో, ఇక్కడ ఏం జరుగుతుందో పార్ట్ 2లో. పార్ట్ 2 ఉన్నా 1 ఉన్నా మనకు ఉన్నాయి, చదవాల్సిందే. ఓకే, ఎస్డిఎఫ్. వాట్ ఈస్ ఎస్డిఎఫ్? కెన్ సమ్వన్? ఆల్రెడీ దిస్ ఓల్డ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ in terms of batch, not in terms of age, just tell me what is SDF? Last people, champions batch, last people. Chalo, this side. Rakesh will tell me what is SDF now. Rakesh will tell me what is SDF. If not Rakesh, one who is always active in that row will tell me. One who is always active, who is that? See, every finger is at you. Else, there's one good student in class, na? Fanindra, he will tell. SDF. Propaganda. Acha, extreme conditions. Okay, good. Next, what are the extreme conditions? Demonetization. Kuda enta baga cheptadu. There's always one good student in the class. Evaru chepnappudu atanu kachithanga cheptadu. Ee batch ana chuskondi, 1, 2 and all. Okay, good. SDF means you will borrow loan during extreme conditions when money supply is more with the banks. బ్యాంక్స్ దగ్గర ఎక్కువ మనీ సప్లై ఉన్నప్పుడు ఐ విల్ టేక్ దట్ మనీ ఫ్రమ్ ద బ్యాంక్స్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ లోన్స్. ఆన్ దట్ ఐ విల్ పే ఇంట్రెస్ట్. వెన్ దిస్ ఎక్సెస్ ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ మనీ విత్ ద బ్యాంక్స్, ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఇన్ ఎ పొజిషన్ టు ప్రింట్ కొలేటరల్స్. దట్ మీన్స్ ఇన్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎస్డిఎఫ్ there is a surplus flow of money. There is surplus flow of money with the banks. What I will do? RBI, in order to reduce this flow of money, will try to squeeze that money from the banks, and there is no role of collaterals. No role of collaterals. That means what? If there is no role of collaterals, I am borrowing from you without any securities and I will pay interest on it. So now combine variable and SDF. The way you combined repo rate and bank rate, and that resulted into long-term repo rate operations. Now combine the concept of variable RRR. In RRR, who is borrowing? RBI is borrowing. In SDF, who is borrowing? RBI is borrowing. So both the cases RBI is borrowing. So in the bank rate, who is borrowing? Banks. In the repo rate, who is borrowing? Banks. So both the cases we combined, we got LTRO. In that condition is bank is borrowing. Both the condition you combine, and in this case who is borrowing? RBI. One case I borrow, putting things as variable which is not predefined. Other case I borrow when there is excess flow, you please come forward and set it with me. I'll put an interest rate, but there is no collaterals. Now combine them. You will get a very good answer. Combine them. What is the combination of this? What is the combination? This institute? Which institute? What is the combination? What comes under combination? Who is most talented in this class? They should answer. Who is the busiest? Rakesh is busiest fellow in this class. Yes, Rakesh. Combine Jay Rakesh. Combinations isko. It's a very simple topic. Combinations isko. How will you take combinations? Whichever combination you take, it should benefit whom? RBI. So imagine you are RBI and you take combinations from both and it should benefit you. That's it. Without collaterals, without collateral. This is one benefit. See, simple answer. I may have collaterals. I may not have collaterals. If I don't have collaterals, I should borrow collaterals. So instead of borrowing collaterals, I am the Apex Bank. Why should I borrow collaterals? Directly I can borrow money from the market without any collaterals. That comes under which concept? SDF. But now, is it predefined interest or variable interest? That is the matter now. Now interest is variable. How? First of all, I am borrowing without any collaterals. Second, I am not setting the interest rate which is predefined. That means instantly I will set the interest rate. So both combinations will work and both combination will benefit whom? RBI. Is it clear? So this is again in news. Should I go with SDF or not? RBI is thinking, because every time I need collaterals whenever I borrow. That means from here I will choose a concept, borrowing money when the money is excess with the banks and I do not have money. In that case I don't go for printing. I'll borrow without any collaterals. Second case, I have to pay them interest. When I have to pay them interest, now I'll not go for predefined. I will go for variable. So this combinations also works. One facility earlier I have given for the banks under LTRO. Second facility I am taking for myself. In these conditions, combinations of variable plus SDF. So nowadays SDF is in news. Why shouldn't I use SDF, standing deposit facility, when there is more money with the banks? Why should I go for printing? I'll borrow them, not setting predefined rate. Is it clear? These two combinations are in news. Now regularly read the newspapers. Regularly read the newspapers and let's see what RBI will take the decision. Okay, write down SDF and variable concept. Just draw that and we'll go to the next concept. What is the next topic? Infrastructure. You got it? Okay. In infrastructure, we have two important programs. First one, National Infrastructure Pipeline. Write down. National Infrastructure Pipeline. Second one, National Monetization Pipeline. Second one, we have National Monetization Pipeline or Plan. National Monetization Pipeline or Plan. Write down. Government of India has targeted to achieve $5 trillion by $5 trillion by 2025. $5 trillion by 2025. And as of now, we have crossed around $3.5 trillion. $3.5 trillion. How much is left? 1.5. And how many years are left? 2+ years are left. Okay. Now, if we would have not impacted, the economy would have not been hit by this COVID, we would have crossed $5 trillion easily. But now, that is like an issue that due to which the pandemic issues, even now there are few institutions, automobiles, the construction sector is about to come out from this COVID. COVID has impacted them. Okay. Write down. Projects and the stakeholders includes central government, state government, and also the private sector. Central government, state government, and also the private sector. all the three stakeholders all the three stakeholders will develop the infrastructure in India. Next, important industry-wise targeted areas. Important targeted areas includes first one. Okay, what are the areas which you are targeting to develop infrastructure? First one, energy in the bracket, write down highest among all. What is this? This is our target. We want to develop our energy related projects. Okay, so who has to develop these projects? Private, public, and the state government. That is the central government and the state government. Investment should be from these three stakeholders, and we are targeting which one? This is one very important bit for you, that we are targeting mostly the energy projects. What comes under the energy projects? Solar, renewable, hydel, okay, etc. All this comes under the energy projects. And remember, under these energy projects, we have developed SPRs. Okay, we have developed the concept of SPRs. So what are SPR? Strategic SPR, SRP and Rasha. Okay, so where is the eraser? This one. Okay, this is only one thing I like here, that you can draw and you can rub. Okay, SPR. What are SPRs? You're trying to develop the SPRs. What are SPRs? Strategic Petroleum Reserves. Okay, strategic petroleum reserves are those reserves which are very useful, okay, to store what? Crude oil. To store the crude oil. Where do you import crude oil from? It's mostly from Saudi Arabia. Why? They are our relatives. Why are they our relatives? No, then distance. More crude available. It's more in Venezuela also, na? Venezuela has the highest. Russia also has highest. Why only Saudi? That's it. Business. Transportation cost is very, very less. That's it. Transportation cost is very less. So we import this crude oil to our country. And where do you store? We don't have anything storage. So storages are at different locations. This where you store is called as SPR, which is called as Strategic Petroleum Reserves. It comes under Petroleum Ministry. Okay, and locations. What other locations of SPR? Tell me few locations. Padur, Mangalore, Vizag. Next, Chandikhole. Where is Chandikhole? Odisha. Perfect. Chandikhole is in Odisha. Where is Padur? Rakesh. ఏడుంటే నాకేంది, ఏడుంటే ఏముంది, ఏదో ఒక చోటైతే ఉంది కదా. పాడూర్ is in Karnataka. Padur is in Karnataka. And Mangalore, Rakesh. You're Karnataka. Excellent. Good. And where is Vizag? Vizag is in AP. And what is next one? Chandikhole. Chandikhole is in Odisha. And your job is to find out the most important potential reserves which India has already identified. So where will you identify that? You need not go anywhere. Open the Telegram channel. There I have posted. Read what is being posted there. Read about the SPR. What is the probable location? See, unna locations lo they've added new location plus Unna location capacity they have increased. So which is that location whose capacity they have increased? Okay, I have circled that. You again check. 2.5 MTs undedi. They made it to 4 MTs. Okay, so how much they can store? Now they almost doubled in powder. Location alantidi where you can store lot of crude oil. So I already shared in the Telegram channel where you can just search with the SPR name. Okay, in that you can just find out the potential reserves. This is very important topic. Now you wanted to develop these locations. You bring, the government is not in the position to put full money in this. So state governments are involved, central governments are also involved, private is also involved. So all these three are involved to develop these locations. This is one crude oil related. Along with this, other energy related like solar, hydel, okay, wind related, tides related. These are our major targets. Okay, right on. Next one. Next one. Second one is road development. Second one is road development. Third one is urban. Fourth is railways. Fourth is railways. Fifth one, rural infrastructure. Fifth one is rural infrastructure. Sixth one is irrigation. Sixth one is irrigation. Next, social infrastructure, telecommunication, social infrastructure, telecommunication, industries, airports, next ports, last one, food processing industries. I think there must be 12. Okay, so you can use all this 12 in your mains, or you can just by heart them for the prelims. But out of this all important, one thing is very important is energy. We are concentrating more on energy. Our investments will be more on energy. Next, under national monetization plan, government targeted to lease. Under national monetization plan, government targeted to lease 6 lakh crores. 6 lakh crores of assets. 6 lakhs worth crore of assets. Crores of assets. Next, government targets to lease important projects. Government targets to lease important targets such as first one, roads. 1,60,200 crores. 1,60,200 crores. Second one, railways. 1,52,000 crores. 1,52,000 crores. Third one, power projects. 45,000 crores. Power projects, 45,000 crores. Okay. What is that earlier targets you have written? What is these targets are? You have written, see, two things you have written there. One is national infrastructure pipeline. Other one is national monetization program or plan. you have some targets here, you also have some subjects here. These are the targets. Out of these targets, most important is energy. This energy is that one target which you need to build infrastructure. Energy, because we are mostly depending on Saudi Arabia, we are importing crude oil, more reserves will go back to Saudi Arabia. That's the reason, let us develop energy within our country. Could be electricity, could be fuel, could be anything. You make investments, you depend on yourself. For depending on yourself, you need what? Infrastructure. This infrastructure needs to be built by central government, state government, also private. But central or state, you need money. Private has their own money, they will invest. Central and state not in a position to invest. So what they will do? Under National Monetization Plan, you targeted most from roads. Give these roads on lease to the private. Give them for 10-15 years. They'll give some lump sum money. Take this money and what will you do? Clear your targets. The energy targets. That means this is asset monetization. Asset monetization. Already existing asset you will use. You will give it on lease. You will get some lump sum money or capital. You use it to clear your targets. So what all you have here, even you have stadiums, even you have ports, everything you give them on lease. They will connect some roads, railways, existing infrastructure, give them on lease. They will hand over to you again after a certain period of time, but they will give you some money. Take that money, invest to clear your targets. And most important target for us is energy, rural infrastructure, food processing, irrigation projects, okay, rural development. So to develop all this, you need a lot of money, capital, which you do not have now as of now because of COVID. So you will give some license to them. You earn from this part. How will you earn from roads? Toll collections, etc. Okay, from here you invest. Alright. So this is about the infrastructure. And any doubt in what I have taught today? What is LTRO? What is repo rate, reverse repo rate? And what is variable? And what is SDF? And what is the different types of projects which are under NIP and NMP, and what are SPRs? Alright. So thank you.